Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got a really cool Seiko to share with all of you today. This is called the Seiko SNK355 K1. This made in Malaysia K1 version comes from the legendary line of Seiko 5s, which has been around for decades. If you're not familiar with Seiko 5s, well, it represents Seiko's introductory automatic pieces. They usually come in below the $100 price point and consist mostly of dressy pieces, like this one. And they come in at a much more traditional size. I love Seiko 5s. I've had 4 of them in my watch collecting journey so far, and I've enjoyed every single one of them. What drew me to this piece in particular was the strong resemblance it had to a vintage Rolex Oyster Perpetual. After seeing a couple of reviews of it online, I just had to get my hands on one to experience it myself. Now let's talk dimensions. It comes in a 37mm case, 40mm lug-to-lug, 18mm lug width, and it's 11mm stick. Here's what it looks like on my 6.5 inch wrist. As you can see, it has very classic proportions that would make it fit and look good on almost any wrist out there. Seiko 5s come in many different cases. This case in particular is my favorite. It's also the same one you'll find on the very popular SNKL41 model. I find this case to be the most good looking and comfortable out of the whole Seiko 5 lineup. It rests really well against your wrist, and it has a very balanced look to it. The case comes with a really nice finish work, and it has a combination of brush and polished surfaces. Look at the way it transitions between both finishes on the lugs. This helps elevate the watch well above its price point. Not many watches at the sub $100 price range have finish work that's as complex as this. Now don't get me wrong, it's not amazing by any means, but it is a really nice touch and nice to look at. The SNK355 has a polished bezel. It really pops and catches the light with its high shine. Combined with the gorgeous dial, this bezel really makes the watch stand out in various lighting conditions. The crown is at a 4 o'clock position and is tucked into the case. This helps maintain the lines of the case without bringing too much attention to it. It's a standard push-pull crown without any screw-in functionality, contributing to the watch's 30-meter water resistance rating. Now on the back, it comes with a see-through caseback, which is always nice at any price range. Say what you like about the lack of finishing on the movement, but I still like to see the inner workings of a watch. The see-through caseback in this case is a welcome inclusion. Beyond that see-through caseback, you'll see the movement. So this watch comes with Seiko's tried and tested 7S26 automatic movement. It was first released in 1996 and beats at 21,600 beats per hour with 21 jewels. It doesn't have hacking nor hand winding, which may put some people off. If it's your daily driver though, the power reserve will continuously be full, and you won't have to worry about the lack of hand winding. Personally, I've had great experience with this movement, and I've heard great things about its robustness. At this price point, I'm expecting reliability, and I'm not looking at cost level accuracy. And the 7S26 delivers that. It may be good to know that in my 3 months of owning the watch, it averaged around 4 seconds per day. Now over the front of the watch, we have a crystal that's made from Seiko's proprietary mineral, Hardlex. It's harder than regular mineral crystals, but it's not as scratch resistant as sapphire. I've had scratches on my Hardlex Seikos before. It's best to treat it with some care if you want it to remain looking good for a long time. Underneath that crystal is the star of the show, that dial. The dial has a gorgeous sunburst silver finish that catches the light really beautifully. It's not easy to find silver dials like this anymore. What makes this dial really special though is that it has a sort of Easter egg to it. If you look closely, you'll see it's covered with the Seiko 5 emblem. It's really subtle though, and you only notice it under certain lighting conditions. It kind of reminds me of a finish on one of the Grand Seiko dials. I think it's called the Grand Seiko Whirlpool. It's nice to see them bringing that down, although at a much less refined level, to some of the more affordable timepieces. The hands and indices here remind me of the Oyster Perpetual. It kind of contributes to the overall look of a vintage Rolex when seen from out far. They look really well finished and catch the light well in various conditions, ensuring legibility isn't really an issue here. I really like the handset and indices, and it looks like it's like a class above its price range. The Lume is Seiko's proprietary Lume Bright. There's not much to it, but it glows really strongly. I think it's more than adequate for the type of watch this is. The Lume makes this a solid candidate to not only be a dressy piece, but to also do double duty as an everyday piece. Lastly, let's talk about the bracelet. It's a mixture of brushed and polished links that kind of resembles a Jubilee but looks a lot flatter. The links and end links are folded, and the clasp is a standard stamp metal with push button release. Now, it's not great, but I honestly say this is one of the better quality and most comfortable Seiko 5 bracelets I've tried on. I guess that kind of says something about the quality of Seiko 5 bracelets in general. So here are a couple of things I like about the SNK355. Number one, the price. Depending on where you are, you should be able to get this watch below $100. I'm in Malaysia and we can get it at that price all day long. There's not much that can compete at that price range besides the AliExpress watches that are gaining much more popularity nowadays but don't come in sizes like this one. Which is a good segue into what I like next, the size and comfort. Coming in at 37mm with that case shape, this is a very comfortable timepiece. Most of the time I forget that I'm even wearing it. It's unobtrusive and would fit perfect under a shirt cuff. Seiko 5s in general are really comfortable, but to me, this is one of the most comfortable pieces I've had the pleasure of wearing. Lastly, I just can't get away from that dial. I can't tell you how stunning it looks in real life. If you have the chance to see it in person, you'd understand. And personally, I feel like this is the best sub $100 dial in the market. Now, if you know of any better dials, please sound me off in the comments. I would love to check out these other timepieces as well. Next up, let's move into what I don't like about the watch. Number one, the bracelet. Yes, I know I've said the bracelet was pretty good by Seiko 5 standards, but resizing it was a nightmare. It was almost impossible to remove the tabs that kept the links together. I've resized many bracelets over the years, but this was the first one that I actually gave up on. I spent about an hour on it and just, for the sake of my sanity, decided to take it to my watchmaker and get him resize it. Besides that, I also don't like the crown. I feel like it's almost too small to use. I like how it tucks away into the case, keeping the lines, but it's so hard to get a grip on and use. Now, this really won't be an issue if this is your main watch and gets a lot of wear time. But if you leave it in the watch box and the power reserve runs out, using the crown to set the time, day, date, anytime you want to wear it again, it can get pretty frustrating. So to sum things up, there's really no way you can go wrong with the Seiko 5. Seiko released this line for the everyday man, so anyone could have a good timepiece at an affordable price. And I feel they really achieved that. If you want to give someone their first mechanical watch, or if you just want a dressy timepiece that you can wear every day to the office, that is versatile and would not look out of place anywhere, the SNK355 is a great option to go with. I'll be honest, it can't compete on specs with AliExpress brands like Pagani Design and Parnes, but you're getting a Seiko timepiece with nice build quality and the cash of the brand behind it. It also has a fantastic dial and an overall classy package at a very decent price range. If you like this and the other older Seiko 5 siblings, I recommend you snap them up while you still can. Seiko has recently phased out the 7S26 movement, and recently last year, they released a new line of Seiko 5 sports models. There's no official word on the discontinuation of these older models, but it's a good guess that they might slowly start disappearing from the market. If you like them, I would say now's the time to go out and get them while you still can and while they're still at decently available prices. That's it from me this time, guys. I hope you liked the review. If you have any comments on how I can improve, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you like this review, please like, comment and subscribe. it would really help the channel out a lot. Thank you so much. Have a good day, and if you haven't, please go and check out the Seiko 5. Take care, guys.